Hey, today's video is going to be on the twin stitch knit and the twin stitch purl. To be able to execute it on each side of a straight line of stitches, what I'd like to tell you is this specific stitch is going to be great for any time you want to use something other than a wrap and turn, or even I think it's called a German short row. So it creates these fabulous short rows, and you're really going to enjoy knitting with them and having a piece of work that doesn't have holes. There is a book that I absolutely adore by Modern Day Knitting called Wonderlust, and they have a short row heel, and it's a wrap and turn. And I think by using that pattern, you could probably use this method instead and enjoy the look. So let's get started. I put right here, it's also known as a shadow stitch, and the reason why it's called shadow stitch is because there are two hoops that come out of one stitch. So let's get started. All right, well, I'm going to knit across the stitches, and I'm not going to knit the last one, but twin stitch knit the last one. I will. I'll do it. It'll be all right. I was just going to save some time. So I'm on the right side, and keep in mind we are knitting short rows. There is a great pattern out there. It's the papillon, it's the butterfly shawl, and she has lots of short rows in that. But I'll tell you what, she wrote it with wrap and turns, and I think that's probably your best bet because it's in garter. If you're knitting in garter and you have short rows, there's absolutely no reason to use any other method other than wrap and turn because you don't have to pick up garter. All right, so let's knit this last one. Oh, I know why I didn't want to knit the last one, because I wanted you to be able to see. All right, do you see this leg right here? In order to do a twin stitch knit, because we are on the knit side, we pick up the leg, put it on the left-hand needle, and knit. I take it off and put the new stitch back on, and you can tell, see, there are two loops that are coming out of that one stitch. Now when I turn, just like a wrap and turn, but we're doing a twin stitch and turn, you can see both of the stitches that are coming out of that little purl. Okay, all right, so now we're going to do the same thing. I just lost it. But we're purling. The purl is essentially the same concept where we've got two stitches or two loops that come out of the same purl, but we execute it a little differently. All right, I'm going to go one stitch from the end only so you can see it. All right, okay, so I take the stitch and I slip as if to purl, and then do you see this purl? I lift it up with the left needle, I dip the right needle through, I knit it up, and I'm going to put these stitches back on the left needle, because look what's going to happen. When I turn, it's on the correct side. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to do this again. Ready? I'm going to knit to exactly the stitch before. I kind of feel like a surgeon because I'm knitting, not looking at my work. I'm knitting, looking at my phone. So it looks kind of funny, like somebody else is knitting it. Okay, here's the stitch before the twin stitch, okay? I take the leg, I lift it up, and now I'm going to knit it, okay? I take it off, I put it back on, and now I turn, okay? Don't panic, don't panic. All right, here we go. So see how look at these. Do you see how they're twinning up or they're shadowing each other? I've got 2 here and 2 here. Okay, so let's go to the other side. Yep. Okay, let's see. How am I doing? Oh, I have a few more. Okay. All right, so I'm going to transfer this stitch over. I lift up the purl. I go dip down like I'm going to purl it, which I did, but then I have to put the stitches back on the left needle and turn. Okay, we're going to do this one more time so you've seen it again, and then I'm going to show you how to pick everything up, all right? Because when you use short rows, and I especially love shibui patterns. Shibui patterns rock. And quite often you have to do short rows, and then you've got all these twin stitches on your needle and you've got to pick them up. So I'm going to show you how to pick up your twin stitches. All right. Going to knit this, put it back. All right. One more round and then I'm going to pick them up. Here we go. Ooh. Okay, glad I'm not a doctor. Okay, last one. I slip it over. I pick up that purl. I purl it. And I move across. Okay, so I've got twin stitches over here. And I have twin stitches over here. But I want to finish this project up. So I'm going to go all the way across, and this is for any pattern that requires short rows. This is how you would knit it. Oh wait, that's a twin stitch. Okay, do you see it? We're just going to knit it together. Okay. Ooh, I think I lost a ply on that. Okay. Oh, I'm going to purl this last one. All right, so now I have picked up all of those. And I kind of messed these up on this side. I got to fix that. Sorry about that. I had it on the wrong side. Okay. All right. So now I'm going to turn it around, and I'm just going to purl across here, but look, I have purl twin stitches on the end, so I'm going to purl those. Okay, it's what you would do on any pattern where you have twin stitches or shadow stitches, depending on the author of your pattern, what they called it. Now, if you did wrap and turns, you would be doing the same thing, but instead of knitting 2 stitches together, you would be picking them up and then knitting them together. So essentially it's the same thing. Again, this video is just to learn how to execute the twin stitch knit and the twin stitch purl. Okay, here we go. You ready? Purling them together, purling them together, purling them together. I have one more stitch. There we go. Okay, so let's take a look at what we've done. Isn't it lovely? Makes a little cup. And again, so if you enjoy that type of a short row and you're practicing your socks, take a look at Modern Day Knitting Wanderlust. It's their heel pattern and it's called the short row heel, and they're doing a wrap and turn. And here all I'm doing is a twin stitch knit. I never do wrap and turns anymore unless it's on garter. So I hope you enjoyed the video and you have a great day.